Good afternoon, YouTube. JT here from Serenity Farms Prepping. I got an update. Follow a couple channels pretty closely. This particular channel, the gentleman is very well connected, former military. Lots of people who slide him tidbits of information. And just an hour ago, this is what he got. And I think you're going to like it. Alright, so if you went to whitehouse.gov right now, President Trump approved a DC emergency declaration. Now this was supposedly after consulting with DC piece of crap Mayor Bowser, who had coordinated the Blantifa false flag event on December 6th. She's a real frickin' winner. But anyway, in that emergency declaration, President Trump has declared that an emergency exists from January 11th to January 24th, 2021. Okay, January 11th was a couple days ago. That would make sense, as we knew that better fencing was being installed, troops were moving in, probably porta potties were being set up, first aid stations, that kind of stuff, when you are going to have 12 to 15 people showing up for a virtual inauguration. Okay, personally it started on the 11th because approximately 15,000 National Guard troops have been moved in for a virtual inauguration. And to the 24th, the shenanigan inauguration is on the 20th from the basement. Yes, question mark. So, Homeland Security has authorized FEMA to coordinate all disaster relief efforts due to the hardship and suffering caused by the emergency on the local population, and to provide assistance for local emergency measures authorized under Title V of the Stafford Act to save lives and protect property, public health and safety, and to lessen or avert the threat of a catastrophe in DC. So this is way bigger than an inauguration. Odds are good something is going to happen between now and then where Pettijoe and Camaho ain't going to get into office. Potential exposure of all the scum that we know are so dirty, and all these safety and security measures are being taken due to the riot, looting, burning, assault, and crap that we know the left and their terrorists, Blantifa, are going to do as they are exposed. That's my greatest hope. That was the opinion of the author of this piece. So, FEMA camps are being set up. They went active. They're in Maryland setting up tents. They're in Virginia setting up tents, all surrounding areas, and those states, being so close to DC, have lots of very important locations to be protected, and there's a lot of sheepletards in those areas also. So, like he said, it's likely to prevent a left-wing uprising when he does declass and stays in office. By the way, we're being told that the 7-foot fences are being erected so that there are no more breaches. Okay, we know it wasn't a breach. We know that DC police escorted Blantafa in, opened barricades, and welcomed Blantafa in. We're seen in the Capitol showing Blantafa the way, shown with open windows and bats and sticks being handed out to Blantafa from the inside, and the windows were already broken. And we've seen more than enough video. We know it was a setup, okay? Some overzealous patriots walked in with them because the doors were open, and they all stayed between the velvet ropes. There was no yelling, no screaming, no burning, no knocking down statues, no... That was the most violent riot I've ever seen in my life. Okay, and to listen to every pundit and so-called Republican and radio talk show host slam the violent it just makes me sick. I'm glad I'm not near them. But in another startling coincidence, the commander who gave the stand down order coincidentally happens to be the law enforcement officer who committed suicide just a couple days after the breach. Really? Does anyone even remotely think that this officer took his own life? He knew too much. He knew where the bodies were buried, so to speak. If he's the one who gave the stand down order, he had to be given full disclosure, mostly, why, when, where, what. And then, after the breach, when all the evidence, video, Blantafa themselves claiming responsibility is starting to come to light, they don't need any witnesses. Just saying. Like it's never happened before where the libtards are concerned, right? So, also not coincidentally, on November 12th, President Trump also signed an executive order that went active addressing the threat on security investments on Wall Street and the stock market. Alright, so here's how it has worked, according to this author, and it makes perfect sense now. China owns untold number of investments on Wall Street. Stocks, bonds, holdings, whatever. All the communist companies, CEOs, big tech, you know, all of them. You can name them all off. All the traders. They have all been massively buying those stocks and bonds and trading for the Chi-Coms. Dual purpose. A, the Chi-Coms are their handlers. They believe in communism, and they've all been bought and paid for. So they're returning the investment, and they're buying all these Chi-Com excuse me, stocks, bonds, investments, whatever. In reality, all these gazillionaires, like your Bezos, your weird beard at the twat, Fakerberg, all your major newspapers, all your Democrat politician rhinos, anybody that they own is buying back the stocks and building up the Chinese military. It is their plan. China buys stocks and bonds and all their companies and everything, gives them millions in payoff and kickbacks to institute communism, and then all these scumbags invest millions and millions in those stocks, giving it right back to China to build up their military to come and invade America. Makes me sick. So, that was Trump, Pompeo, Miller, and Ratcliffe. We know Pompeo, Miller, and Ratcliffe are patriots. Pompeo has lambasted the Chi-Coms, the Democrats. He's the one that there would be a peaceful transition to the second Trump administration. Ratcliffe is the one we've been waiting on for his report, which is way overdue. And Miller was the new appointment after Trump fired the traitor. So, I am praying with all I got that something really good is getting ready to happen. Of course, really good means that there's going to be some really bad stuff for a while. We already know this, that's why we prepare. But Trump remaining in office, exposing many of the traitors, and us having a lockdown and some riots, and so we can quell this fast. There's many more of us than them. But if it goes the other way, based on my video this morning, you already know. We're out of time, and you're on your own. So, pray this all comes to fruition. And like, share, subscribe. Share this as much as you can. And let's hope I get to make another video in a few days. There might be a media blackout, though. We're probably going to have to deal with it for a while. But if there's a media blackout, we know we're winning. For now, JT, signing off.